Yes, we dealt last time with the difference between Lucifer, Satan, the devil, and the demons. We dealt with that extensively, drastically for people to understand the differences. But now I would like to touch briefly how all these aspects of life actually affect the lives of the people. Starting with Lucifer. Like I said, Lucifer was just that kind of a star which God created, and mankind's mental invention created a cult about it. Yes, people started worshipping the star because every time when it came out with its wonders of brightness, they thought, of course, it's the one that was responsible for their lives. Yes. The attitude they created towards this star made them understand in a pretty wrong manner that, of course, Lucifer was the one who was responsible for their lives. In every category of life, where you find a lot of people, where you find people who have grouped themselves to believe in a certain organization, or to, of course, to join a certain organization or a religious group, there is always a leader. Yes, the Luciferians, as we may call them, those people who believed in this morning star as the one that actually give them the proper life, give them their wealth, or whatever. They chose someone who was influential, someone, of course, they believed in as their leader. Yes, sometimes these type of people who are leaders, as influential as they are, they become manipulative towards the people they lead. They extort money and wealth from these people. They invent other things that these people are supposed to believe in. Things like rituals. Yes, of course. They come up with way of doing things so that people can follow them because they are leaders. They have been chosen as leaders. Lucifer in this particular case is not wrong. Lucifer, the morning star, is just a creation of God. It's not the one that said people should actually worship it. But mankind's creation, mental invention, is the one that actually led the rest of the others to believe that Lucifer is the one that is at fault. Luciferians, because they had a leader who actually established smaller leaders that, of course, were going to support him with all the inventions that he came up with, things that all the other Luciferians are supposed to believe in. He became so influential. So the other smaller leaders who were below him had also to play the same role of being more influential in order to make people to believe that Lucifer, the morning star, was actually responsible for their lives. They started also the rituals. They started all this kind of way of doing things, slaughterings, etc. Anything that relates to way of worshipping. It's not the morning star that is responsible. It's a man's mind that invented a cult that actually affected the lives of the other people. And they all went wrong against the principles of the mighty God who created that star. Can we still say the star is wrong? No. The star is not wrong because it cannot speak. It cannot walk. It's just there with its brightness that God has actually given it so that it can actually shine in the morning and at night. That's all. Man that God has created actually distorted facts against the creation of God. something that God has created. The morning star, planet Venus. And they started doing things, saying they're doing it for planet Venus. Right. Let's look at Satan. The negative force. Like as I said, it was characterized as mankind's invention. Mankind's way of doing things. Satan also, a cult was created called Satanism, whereby those who actually believed in a negative force, that a negative force has something to do with their lives, it brings better lives for them, and of course they were against the principles of the creation of God. They also, because they were a group of people, found a leader, picked up a leader who became influential, creative, also with his own inventions in terms of rituals, how, of course, to worship within the cult, with all things which were against the principles of the creation of the mighty God. Yes, we found these people who belong to this type of a cult, Satanism, being called Satanists. Yes, they come around with all sorts of things which are pretty bad, affecting the lives of the children, affecting the lives of the innocent people who, of course, are spiritually weak, who don't know anything, who were never actually led towards the right path of worshiping the mighty God. Today we find our children are joining certain types of groups called groups of Satanism. Yes, our children are performing some kind of rituals, which of course were created by those type of leaders who belong to this cult which was created by mankind's invention. Yeah, today our children are suffering. We find people filling up stadiums with thousands and thousands of people trying to call upon the mighty God to come down and save their children against this Satanism issue. I'm saying, the mighty God that I know, that I pray, that I worship, has given you a big broom to wash, to clean, to wish, to whip your homes very clean, so that once he comes in with his Holy Spirit, he finds the house clean and he can live the blessings. The mighty God that I know has given mankind that he has created a weapon to protect himself. He has given mankind that he has created a shield to protect himself against all odds of life. Yes, he gave you a weapon. He gave you a shield, a very big shield to defend and to protect your children against the cult, against the Satanism worshipping methods. Filling up the stadiums, calling God to come and help. Yes, I don't ever think God will just be spoon-feeding you when he has given you, with hope and trust, the shield to protect yourself, to show him that, of course, you worship him as your God, and you know for a fact that the shield that he has given you, you can use it to protect yourself against all odds of lives. There is only one shield that God has given to mankind to protect himself. Instead of calling all people to go to the stadium screaming that, of course, mighty God, come and protect our children against Satanism, God came to you and gave you 2 single letters as a shield to protect yourself, to protect your children against all odds of life, even against the Satanism. God gave you 2 letters, an N-O, which is a no. In simple terms, this means you tell your child, No from us associating with friends that you don't know where they come from, their parents. They don't even know where they come from or where they're originating from. You say no to your child from befriending strangers. You say no to your child from joining associations and organizations you don't know. You say no to your child from actually joining religious groups you don't even know. You say no to your child from using languages that you are not familiar with. You never teach your children to use in the house. Once your child, being a father, start calling you timer, it's a terminology you don't even know where it comes from. Say no to it, because you don't know as whether it comes from those that he joined or those that he's associating with. Once your child start calling you Magriza, you don't even know, being a mother, what that actually means. You start smiling, saying, my child is calling me Magriza. Yes, that is the modern terminology of the children of the modern children. You don't even know what that means. Maybe it's associated with all these kind of things that you are fearing are actually intimidating everybody. Say no in the manner in which your children are dressing, are walking, because you taught them how to dress properly, how to walk properly. The minute a child starts talking ill things, start walking different way of walks, start dressing in a very pretty bad manner, say no, because that is the shield that God has given you. And oh, no, my child. Some people start saying, I said no to my child, or I said no to my children, but they kept on doing the same thing all the time. I believe that the no, the N-O letter, you never said it enough. The emphasis on it was not strong enough for the child to understand or for it to ring a bell in the child's mind. Do you know why the children of the other religious groups, I am not trying to be segregative here. I am not trying to be very funny here. As a Christian, I know we are the most affected. Our children are the most affected. But if you look at the children of belonging to the Islamic religion or from the Muslims, they do not allow their children to associate with people they don't know, or to befriend children they don't know, or to have relationships with the children they don't know. They don't allow their children to join organizations they don't know. That is why you will never hear them complaining about Satanism. The Jewish people, they don't allow their children to befriend people they don't know. Their children to associate with people they don't know. To join organization or groups they don't know where they're coming from. They look well after their children. And they allow their children to use the right languages in their homes when addressing them. And once the child starts using a foreign, strange language, of course, or a language which is not familiar to the family, they'll start questioning that child. They'll know exactly that something is wrong with the child. Why can't we do it as Christian people? Why can't we use the letter N-O, no, to our children when they are doing the wrong things? We want to call God to come down. We want to call the mighty God to come down and spoon-fed us. He has given us the power, the strength, the brooms to clean our homes. That is why we don't actually get rid of this idea of Satanism from our schools, from our children. Our children are affected by the negative force because we are not actually using this N-O enough. Say no to your children. Yes, we spoke about the devil. Let's find out how the devil affects the life of the people. The devil worshipping cult is affecting the lives of the people. I said when I explained the devil is actually characterized properly as a human being, a man who actually perpetrate crimes in the lives of the other people. The men who actually make other people to worship him. Men who actually make people to work for him, doing all types of things. And when these people, they don't obey him, they don't worship him in his devil way of doing things, his ill way of doing things, he punishes them and he inflicts fear and pain in their lives. Yes, if you move away using the only shield that God has given you, the letter N-O, no to anybody who wants to perpetrate a crime against you. Say no to him. Do not allow him actually to treat you the way he wants, to make you do things that you are not supposed to be doing, things that are against you, your culture, your traditions, and your religions that God actually gave you. Say no to him at all. But the minute you are not going to say no, you bow before him because he inflicts fear in you. Of course you'll be worshiping him. Yes, you'll be devil worshiping. You'll be worshiping this devil. This man will be making you to do the wrong things. Let me tell you, you end up worshiping this devil, this person who makes you do wrong things. Until such time, your mind is lost. Until such time, you are confused. You start doing all the ill things. Stealing for this man, killing for this man. At some stage, you end up even raping to impress this man. Let me tell you something. If you do all these type of things in the name of this devil, worshiping this type of a person, your life is dull. Your life is gone. The only thing that can help you is when you can apply the word no to the devil, no to devil worshipping. If you go around raping, there is one thing that, of course, the government supposed to use against those devil worshippers, against those devils who make people to perpetrate crimes against the others. If you rape a woman, yes, this is the only solution that you're supposed to do, or you're supposed to say. Say no to rape. Castrate the rapist. Castrate the rapist. Castrate the rapist. So that they should stop harassing women and children and old women in terms of sexual harassment or whatsoever. When I say castrate, I am not such a bad man. I am not such a cruel man. I am not saying shed the blood, because God does not allow anybody to be shedding anybody's blood. When I say castrate, I don't say shed the blood. I don't say cut the testicles or cut his private parts. Yes, all what you need to do is, you've got the scientific method of dealing with them. Take them into hospitals, these perpetrators. Disarm them with the feeling of sexual intercourse, for them not to have sexual feelings in their lives anymore. That will make them stop. That will be a no to perpetrating the crime of rape. Take them into those hospitals. Disarm them with the feeling of sexual intercourse. Disarm them with the feeling of having a woman close to them, having sex with them. The rest of the others will fear the fact that the minute they rape women, they perpetrate crimes against the children and women, they will be castrated just that way, by not shedding blood. Deny them the feeling. Take them into those hospitals. Inject those types of drugs in them that is going to destroy their sexual feelings. They should not have feelings. They should just be dormant. Rape will stop. Yes, like the other religious groups. I know in the Islamic way, I was made to understand that if you rape, you are going to be killed. If not killed, you are going to be castrated. Literally, your testicles are going to be cut and you'll be tattooed. It sounds very gruesome. It sounds very, very cruel. But sometimes it works because along the line, you don't find people are raping in those communities because they fear that they are going to be cut. In simple terms, I say, disarm them with the feeling of rape. That is how this cult that is being developed by mankind's creation, devil worshipping, has affected lives of people. Yes, they tattoo themselves for identification. They've got strange languages they call themselves with names, or the languages they communicate among themselves with. When they walk, they want to be felt, their presence must be felt, and they must be feared. If you want not to be part of that lifestyle, say no to it. Say no! Because God has given you the power, the strength in here to say no. And once you say no, the word is a replica of the word that actually created the world. Let the world there be, and the world happened to be there. The word no will bring peace into yourself. Let's find out how the demons actually affect the lives of the people. In my previous topics, I've indicated people who have lost hope in life, people who are actually weak emotionally, people who have lost the knowledge of God, they are actually attacked by demons. Demons are right there watching them. They will infiltrate their lives. They will get into them. They'll manipulate them according to the way they want them to be. They will enslave them. They'll make them sick. They'll make them crazy mentally. They'll make them do all kinds of things which are beyond the expectations of the creation of God. I indicated that sometimes the children are being attacked by the demons, just like a lion that will attack a small little animal that was just born. Because it's defenseless, it will be attacked and be eaten by this particular lion. They do the same thing to children. When the children are not protected, when the children are left alone, parents, you've got to protect your children. You must make sure that your children are at the safest place all the time, so that they should not be attacked by these demons. So that, of course, they should right to be in a shelter where every time when you lay your eyes upon them, you can see them. I would like to touch this issue of the demons. I've touched it too much. I would close my subject about the lives of the people being attacked by 4 aspects of life, which of course I've already explained. I close my time.